Next, Intel timer IC 8253. It is a pure timer, or also known as counter. And why timers are required or counters are required in computer system? Check that when processor executing some task, how much time it will take to execute that. Suppose few seconds or within a seconds. For few programs, the processor continuously it takes execution, and it will not comes back from that execution. If processor is continuously executing some task without exit or without completing, then processor almost all spending more time that particular task. At that times, processor is wasting lot of time there, because it is not skipping from that current task and not switching to the new task for execution. When a situation comes like this, processor must be interrupted with some time. The processor, when start execution of the task, the time should be initiated, or counter should be initiated. Now processor start execution of that particular task. It will check the timer or counter. Here the timer or counter is initiated some time. For example, 5 seconds, 10 seconds, 15 seconds, like that. Now processor started executing that particular task. If within that specified time it completes execution, it will switches to the other new task. If it will not completed within that particular time, the processor should get interrupted. How it will get interrupted? Based on the timer or based on the counter. A pure program has been written to the processor depends on the time limits. Within that particular time, processor gets executed, it will go and executes the other task. If not gets completed, then processor should get interrupted with the timer. The timer always initialized with some value. When processor start execution of the task, the timer value gets decremented. Once the timer reaches to the 0, automatically the processor gets interrupted. This is pure. A program has been written to the processor to get interrupted. There is main disadvantage is there while writing this interrupted software program to get interrupted to the processor. Why? Because sometimes A time delay programs are there. Time delay programs are means some task purely depends on the time mentioned. If processor gets enter into loops, or processor may stuck in that particular task, then processor is spending more time in that particular task only. To avoid that kind of processor waiting time efficiency, the Intel Corporation implemented a separate timer called Intel Timer IC 8253, and same 8254 also there. It's a pure Intel designed for only timing signals. Before this, an IC is there called IC 555, which purely implemented on the timing signals. But the major drawback of IC 555 timer is it is not well communicated with the 8086 processor board, and also the complexity of the IC 555 timer is somewhat difficult, and also it is not generating a constant timing signals, and also a delay programs not accurate in IC 555 timer. To overcome the drawbacks of timer IC 555, the Intel Corporation invented the Intel Timer IC 8253 and 8254. Both features are same. The only difference is the 8253 timer required 2.6 megahertz frequency to operate, whereas Intel Timer 8254 required up to 8 megahertz to operate. Check the practical example 1. When we started browsing in Google Chrome, we searching for one web page called www.google.com. Now we enter in Google. Now we press the submit or search. Now browser will start identifying the your Google homepage. Now processor is searching for the Google homepage. Suppose that particular homepage is not retrieved by the browser, what happens? It will continuously executes for that same page? No, definitely not. Up to some time limit, it will searches for the Google homepage. For example, 40 seconds or 30 seconds or 45 seconds, like that. Once the time has been reached for that browser, automatically it will display a message, the page is not available, check for any error, there may be some errors are presented, or check for wrong URL, check for wrong address, like that. Why they implemented like that? Instead of searching more time, then its execution time taking more there only. It will go and executes the other new task instead of wasting of lot of time for searching that particular page. That is a major advantage of this timers. Predefinedly some time limit has been set for every task by the timer. This timer is synchronized with the processor. Once time limit has been reached, timer automatically inform the timer automatically inform to the processor. Now we will see the 8253 timer, how it will works, how it is to be connected with our 8086 microprocessor. The main features of Intel timer 8253 are, yeah, it is implemented or invented by the Intel Corporation for generating of timing signals to synchronize with the Intel microprocessors, not only with the 8086 based on Intel microprocessors. It will use the accurate timing signals to communicate 8086 microprocessor. If you observe 8253 timer, there are internally three timers or counters are presented in 8253 to generate independent timing signals. Each timer with the 16-bit register. Nothing but your timer is a 16-bit register. Meaning of that is it will generate 16-bit timing signals. Nothing but 16 zeros to the 16 ones, that are unique timing signals identified by each timer. So three timers are there. Each timer 16-bit timer or counter 0, counter 1, counter 2, or timer 0, timer 1, timer 2, and these are operates in different modes. Exactly 6 different operating modes are given. We will see that how that timing signals are operated with the operating mode, and also this timing or counting, these timing signals or counting signals you can calculate it with the data format using a binary or BCD data format. And mainly this timer can interrupt the Intel all microprocessor when the time limit has been given. Once the time limit has been given, processor is allowed execute your task up to the time. The time limit has reached, this timer will interrupt the particular processor. Now check the architecture or block diagram of the Intel 8253 timer. Observe, it has three counters: counter 0, counter 1, counter 2. All are 16-bit registers, and one control word register, and one timing and control unit which is used to controls these timers, and one data transfer bus that will transfer data from 8086 processor to the timer and timer to the 8086 processor. Now first check the counters. There are three counters: counter 0, counter 1, counter 2. Each counter having three control signals that are clock, gate, out. Here also clock, gate, out, counter 3 also, and counter 2 also, clock, gate, out. Clock is an input signal for every counter which used to generate the timing signals to synchronize your tasks. Mean it, every operation or every program must and should be synchronized with the clock signals. Every counter start with the initial timing signal and ends with the predefined timing signal. We will see that. Next, gate is also a input signal which is the control input signal for counters. Gate signal used for two purposes, that is an start counter and stop counter. Nothing but initiation of the counter, when to be started and where to be ended. That's why gate used as a control to start the timer, to end the timer, or to start the counter or to end the counter. And out is the output signal that will displace the output from the particular counter, either 0 or 1 or 2 counters. Each counter can operate independently. Mean it, you can operate counter 0 uniquely, counter 1 uniquely, counter 2 uniquely. To control these counters, the control word register is preferred. The control word register contain control word from the 8086 processor. Now check that through the data lines, the 8086 processor places the 8-bit data that is transformed through the data bus and store in the control word register. Once it will store in control word register, the 8253 will start decoding of that control word register that contain information of this counters controlling. Counter 0 selected for operation, or counter 1 selected for operation, counter 2 selected for operation, that will decide by the control word register. Now let's see timing and control unit of the 8253. Same as previous size is, if it also want to work, first it should be initiate or start. Now CS is the low signal given from the 8086 microprocessor to start the 8253 timer. Chip select. Now A0, A1 are the two address input signals that also coming from the 8086 microprocessor. To select the any one of the 4 register available for operation. That 4 are counter 0, counter 1, counter 2 and control word register. That are the 4. And read and write signals both are low signal for performing input as well as the output operations. RD reading data, WR writing data. That are the components or block diagram of the 8253 timer. Now we will see how this counter 0, counter 1, counter 2, control word register, and how control word is decoded by the control word register in next slide. Now check the pin diagram of 8253. As we know, there are totally 4 register. Among that 4 register, 3 are the counters. Now check that: clock 0, out 0, gate 0, clock 1, gate 1, out 1, clock 2, gate 2, out 2. These are 9 signals or pins, and 8-bit data lines or data pins, and A0, A1 address lines. Select for any one of the 4 available registers, and chip select signal, and read write control signals, and a power supply, one more grounded pin. If you observe, 8253 pin with the 24 pins IC. Now check how the architecture of 8253 will functioning. If it want to function, either it should be selected for counter 0, read operation, write operation. Same, counter 1, read operation, write operation. Counter 2, read operation, write operation. Now here the write operation is also given with the load. Load means normally we will think reading data from the memory, but here load is given as the write operation. Why? Because they are storing some initial value into the counter. Nothing but they are writing some predefined value in the counters. That's why load is given as a write operation. Keep it in mind, load is nothing but write into the counters. Now check the which counter is selected for which operation. Now when A0, A1 selected 0, 0, counter 0 selected for operation. If WR is low signal enabled, nothing but counter 0 is selected for write operation, and read disable. 1 means high signal not selected, and CS bar low signal which enables your IC. The complete operation of this is counter 0 selected for write operation. Now check that A0, A1, 0, 1, write operation, read disable, chip is enabled. So from this we can observe counter 1 selected for write operation. Same, A0, A1, 1, 0, counter 2 selected for write operation. Then observe A0, A1, 1, 1, the control word register is selected for write operation. Nothing but from the 8086 processor, the 8-bit data stored in control word register, that operation is initiated here when A0, A1 selected for 1, 1. Nothing but a control word register is selected for write operation. Same, A0 A1 0 0, write disable, read enable, CS enable. Nothing but counter 0 selected for read operation. Now observe A0 A1 selected 0 1 and WR disable, RD enable, chip select enable, then counter 1 selected for read operation by the processor. Same A0 A1 1 0, counter 2 selected for read operation. When A0 A1 selected 1 1, write disable, read enable, chip select is enabled, no operation is going to be allowed on the 8253 timer. Same, next two also not performing any operations. That's why observe here, don't cares, nothing but chip is not going to be selected for any operation, no operation. And finally observe, when CS bar is given as a 1, denoted simply disabling of IC. To operate these all operations, check CS always the low signal, nothing but enabling. When it is 1, now chip is disabled. These are different timing signals, not timing signals. These are different selection signals executed by the 8253 timer for reading as well as the writing operations. Now check the control word, what it is receiving from the 8086 processor that's stored in control register for decoding. A simple difference, this control word with the previous control word. Now observe deeply. Now it is also a 8-bit data. Now D0 is a 1-bit. Decided your counter can be counted in binary format or BCD format. Meaning, if you started your counter with some value, that values may be calculated in binary number or calculated in BCD number. Yeah, two types of data format your 8253 will support. That is the BCD counting or binary counting. Observe next 3 bits that are used to select mode of the 8253 timer. We know there are 6 control modes are there, or 6 operating modes are there in 8253 timer. These 3 bits D1, D2, D3 will decide which operating mode performed by the 8253 timer. Now observe, if it is selected 0 0 0, mode 0 operated. If it is selected 0 0 1, mode 1, and so on. If it is selected 1 0 1, mode 5 selected for operation. Rest of two modes are not selected at all. I mean, rest of 2 bits that are there, nothing but mode 6 and mode 7 not there for any operation. Only 6 modes are there. That's why first 6 bits only selected for operation, that are nothing but D1, D2, D3, 0 0 0 mode 0, 0 0 1 mode 1, and so on, 1 0 1 mode 5. That are 6 different operating modes. We will see that how they will operate. Next D4, D5 bit will decides the read or write operation of particular counter. When it is selected 00 only for counting operation, counter, which counter is started for counting. When it is selected 01, read or write operation by the counter. Next, 10, same, read or write operation by the counter. When it is selected 11, read or write operation by the counter. Here LS, MS are nothing but least significant bit and most significant bit, not bit ma, byte. Now LSB, MSB. Now we will see that practical how it operates there. Now observe D6, D7 bit used to select the counters. So totally how many counters? 3 counters and one control word register is there. Now to select the counter 0 operation, 00 selected, 01 counter 1, 10 counter 2, 11 there is no operation or illegal operation performed by the 8253. Using 3 counters, the timing signals generated by 8253 timer. And one more thing, each timer will works independently. Now observe the 6 operating modes which are performed by the 8253 timer. These 6 operating modes based on the counters and the control signals. Counters are nothing but counter 0, counter 1, counter 2. The control signals are nothing but clock, gate and out. Clock and gate are the input signals and gate is the output signal. Now check that when it is selected 0, 0, 0, yeah, mode 0 selected. Mode 0 means now it is known as interrupt on terminal count. Then how your gate and clock and out signals are going to be work, we'll see in next timing diagrams. Just know the how timing signals are generated when counter started in the next slide. We will see there. Next, when it is selected 0, 0, 1, mode 1 selected for operation. In mode 1 it is known as programmable one shot operation. Now we will see how it is programmable one shot. Next, 10 mode 2 selected, mode 2 other name rate generated or divide by n counter. Now this is all are your gate control inputs. Gate mainly used for to initiate the counter, to stop the counter. Now zeros and ones are given. Observe, to initiate the counters, to stop the counters. Here given 0 for enable and 1 for disable, and 0 for disable and 1 for enable. Check the signals. Next, 1 selected, mode 3, it is known as square wave generator. 100 mode 4, it is known as software triggered strobe. When selected 101 mode 5, hardware triggered strobe. These 6 operating modes or control modes mainly depends on the three control signals that are gate, clock, out. We will see that. Now see the modes of operations. 8253 timer. There are totally 6 operating modes are there, which we'll see in previous slide. Before operating these 6 modes, you concentrate on the 3 control signals that are 2 input signal, 1 output, that are nothing but clock, gate, output. Clock is used to generate timing signals or counting signals. Gate initiated for start and stop. Out, which will generate the output. After generating of that output, the counter also to be reloaded for new operations, or to be stopped or to be ended, like that. Operations are with the out signal. Now check the first mode, mode 0. In mode 0, the clock signals are given, or the counter initially loaded with the some predefined value or some predefined counting. When counter loaded with that value, the clock signal will generate continuously that timing signals. But what is the timing signal loaded? Some predefined value is loaded in counter. Initially, the out signal is also low when counter begin counting. When counting started, the out signal is in a low mode until the counter will reaches to the 0 value. The out signal is also in low only. Once the counter has reached to 0, nothing but your counter has finished. Immediately the out signal also goes high in mode 0 operation. Next, in mode 1, it is same like mode 0. The counter loaded with the some predefined value. While counting begins, the out signal is also in low. When counter reaches to 0, the out signal is also goes to high. But here the gate input is also involved. Now check these operating modes in the coming slides. Next, mode 2, which is also known as rate generator. In this mode 2, the counter pre-loaded with some counter value. Now the clock pulses start generating the clock signals. When the clock signals are generating, the output pulse will goes low. Now check the out signal in the next coming slides. Observe there, when clock signals are generating the output signal. In this mode 2, the counter will continuously repeat generating of a timing signals until the counter will reaches to the 0, while generating of continuous clock signals, the output pulse low only. Next, mode 2, which is also known as square wave generator. It is same as mode 2 when counter is loaded with some predefined value. Timer will start generating of timing signals, nothing but clock pulses. Now observe the out signal when timer generating clock pulses. The out signal in this half of the signal generate low and remaining half of the out signal generates high. Like that, half cycle low, half cycle high, continuously it will repeat until the counter will reaches to the 0. Now if you observe in the case, it will generate a square wave, nothing but half of the low pulses, half of the high pulses. Now see the example in next slide. Next, mode 4. Mode 4 also known as software triggered pulse. In this mode of operation, the counter is pre-loaded with some initial value, then timer will start generating of clock pulses. When timer generating or counting clock pulses, the out signal is always high only. Now check the next slide, mode 4 when counting going on, the out signal becomes high only till counter reaches to 0. Once counter reaches to 0, the out pulse will goes low, and again if you load it with new value, then again out goes high only. Next, mode 5, which is also known as hardware triggered pulse. It is same as mode 4, but simple difference. The gate signal consider here. Initially, the counter loaded with some predefined value, then counter will start generating of timing signals. Once counting begins by the counter or timer, the out signal is always high only till it reaches to 0. Once counter reaches to 0, again out signal goes from high to low, but in this case we should check the gate signal. When counting begins, the gate signal to be high. Check the next slide ma, the gate signal goes high when counter begins. The out signal always be the high while counting is in progress. Once counter reaches to 0, the out pulse will become low. Once it is resetted with the new value in the counter or timer, again the out signal goes to high. Check the coming slides ma. Now check the how these six modes will operate practically with the 8253 timer. But observe ma, when you working in this modes, you should concentrate on the three signals that are clock signal, gate signal, out signal. We already know clock signal used to generate clock signals continuously. Out signal is used to generate the result or output when completion of this clock signals. And a gate, what I said already, gate is used to start or stop the counter or initiate or end the counter. Now check in mode 0. For every counter we have loaded some value, that is a pre-loaded value in the counter. Now check in mode 0. Mode 0, the counter loaded with the some value 7. Now counter value ma 7. Now observe here, count of 7 is loaded. Loaded means ma writed. We are using down counters. Down counters are nothing but when counter will loaded with some value, clock pulse begins. Now it will become like 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Decreasing mode ma, down counters. Now here mode 0, counter value loaded 7. Now clock pulse continuously generating 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 like that. When observe here, out signal initially it is in high. This is a high signal. When counting begins, counting begin means now it is loaded counter ma 7 value. Initially out is in high. When counting begins, now it will falling from high to low. Out is low. Now while in counting, the out is in low only. Low, low, low. Now counting finished. Finished means it is reached. When counter will become 0, 0 means here, don't get confused, 7 is loaded. But actually 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, it will become 0. Like that. Now counter value 7. When out initially is in high, when counting begins, now this is a pointer. When counting begins by the counter, it will become 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now counter will become 0. When counter will become 0, then the out signal goes high from low. Now this is low, it is going high. Then remaining goes high only until a counter value loaded with the new. Like that mode 0 is operated. Now check in mode 1. Same like that ma. The counter value initially loaded 5. At the time out signal high. When counting begins, now this is a counting begin. When counting begins, it is low. In counting, it is low, 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 low only. When counter reaches to 0, the out signal goes high. Same as like previous. Initially, out is high. When counting begins, it is low. While in counting, it is low. When it will become 0, counter will become 0, it is goes high. then remaining high only until a new counter value is loaded in the counter. In mode 1, the gate output also observe, gate input. When started, it is initially low. When counting begins, it will goes high. But when counting, it is in low. Now observe in mode 2, initially the counter is loaded with the value 5. Mode 2, it's a continuously generating timing signals until counter will reach us to 0. Now observe, in mode 2, it's a continuous until counter will become 0. It will continuously generate clock signals. Now here initially loaded with the value 5. Now when counting begins, it is in a high signal out is in high signal, high counting. Now it is reaches to 1, not 0 not 0, means 5 4 3 2 1. When it is reaches to 1, it will now goes to 0, and again it out signal goes low, and again counting restarts 5 4 3 2 1, and again low, and again 5 4 3 2 1, and become low. Like that continuously it will out is in high. Observe in this case, actually counter loaded 5. When counter started, it will become 5 4 3 2 1 0. But here 0 is not given to understand for us at the first stage itself. They are given up to 1 only. Now see, when counting begins, the out is in high. Now counting high. When it will become 1, then it will become low, and again it will started from high. They are not showing 0. Observe here, not showing 0. Again 1 2 3 4 5, and again 1 2 3 4 5, until it will become 0. Somewhere counter is 0 is there. When it will become 0, the out signal goes low. But while in counting, the out signal is in high. Like that mode 2 will works. In mode 3, observe, the counter is loaded with the 6. It is simple, the counter is loaded with, now check the out signal, half of the clock pulse it is in high, and half of the clock pulse it is in low. Now check that, and again half of the clock pulse high and half of the clock pulse low, until counter will become 0. It will the output will goes half of the high, half of the low. That is in mode 3. Now in mode 4, now loaded with the counter value 8. Now out, check the out value, out result. While counting begins, the out is in high only. After counter begin also, the out is in high, until it will reaches to 0. The out is in high only. Once it is reaches 0, now it will become low. Then again remaining low only. If again counter loaded with the new value, now counting begins, again it will become high. Simple. In mode 4, while counting begins, it is in high only. When counter reaches to 0, it will become low. Next, mode 5, now loaded with the counting value 5. Initially out value high only, same like mode 4. Yeah, counting begins, it is in high only, high high high. When counter reaches to 0, now it will become high to low. But here gate signal is also considered. Now gate initially high, when counting begins it will become from low to high. You just concentrated here only two signals, that are clock signal, out signal. The gate we already know, it is initiate, I mean where to be started, where to be ended. That's why from this diagram you concentrated on only clock and out signal. While counting, check the out results ma. That's a very important. While counting, check the out signal. It is in low na or it is in high na. When counter reaches to 0, it is low na, it is high na. That is an important. Now check the how practically this timer is interfaced with the 8086 microprocessor. As we know, the 8253 having the signals, the three counters ma, these are counter signals: clock 0, gate 0, out 0, clock 1, gate 1, out 1, clock 2, gate 2, out 2. These are the three counter registers. The timer working with the three counters only. Then to initiate this 8253, it should enable chip select signal. The chip select signal coming from the 8086 address bus. Now using these address lines, as we check in the previous diagrams ma, they are not again explaining here. The chip select is enabled as a low signal. Then A0 A1 selecting the counter 0 or counter 1, counter 2 and control word register for operation. A0 A1 00 01 10 11, like that different signals used to generate, and selecting the one of the counter for operation. Then using control word, now this is a control word through the data bus stored in D0 to D7 data lines. Now here control word register is there for decoding of operation. That control word only decides counter 0 for selected read or write, counter 1 selected for read or write, counter 2 selected for read or write. And check that these are the two control signals for writing operation as well as the reading operation. Now here IOW, IOR nothing but input output device, write operation, input output device, read operation. That are also signals coming from the 8086 processor. And to select this, address lines are to be decoded. When ALE is enabled, then the bus act as the address bus. When ALE disabled, this address bus act as the data bus. Now through the data, I said already, control word is transferred for decoding. This RDWR, MYO are the 8086 signals for reading, writing. It is an input device or output device like a memory or IO device. Like that, the timer is also interacted with the 8086 microprocessor for generating timing and control signals with the processor.